Hey, what's up guys, I'm Lan here. Welcome back to a new video on my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about iOS 16.2 and iOS 16.3. Now at this point of time recording this video, I've been using iOS 16.3 beta 2 for a couple of days and iOS 16.2 for a couple of weeks, and I have both iPhone XR and iPhone 13 on which I have been using this iOS software respectively. So in this video let's talk about the battery life and the performance and majorly what are the bugs that are still present on iOS 16.2. So if you are in general using iOS 16 or probably waiting for iOS 16.3 updates, or in general facing an issue while using your iPhone on iOS 16.2 or 3, make sure you watch this video till the end. So let's just get started with the video. But before that, if you're new here and happen to enjoy this kind of videos on my channel, do give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to the channel. Now with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so the first things first, let me show you the screenshot. So on both the devices, as you can see, iOS 16.3 beta 2 was of course a small size update. So it came in about around 500 MB, and on iOS 16.2 it came in like around a gigabyte, right? So both the updates are very different in size. Of course iOS 16.2 is a public update, so whenever you get a public update, that will be a large update compared to a beta update. Now first let's talk about iOS 16.2, since I've been using this iOS 16.2 for a couple of weeks, and I made a video about wherein I talked about the battery life and the performance, and I gave my verdict on the battery life and whether you should update to iOS 16.2 if you are on previous versions. But since then till now a few of the things have changed, and let's talk about that one by one. So I'm going to introduce you to some of the bugs that I have been facing lately on iPhone 13, and it is not just with the iPhone 13. People who are having iPhone 14 Pro models, they have also complained the same thing. So the first thing is, if I go to the settings and general, if I go to the about section, you can see that this is the build number 20C65 and it is running on iOS 16.2, right? So the first thing is swipe home lag. So all of you are aware about this issue, at least at this point of time, right? So the swipe home lag is like if you open any application, for that matter settings, photos, or any application for that matter, so there will be a slight delay or slight lag that is associated once you swipe home. So that's the idea behind this issue. So if let's suppose I'm opening photos and while doing swipe home, there is a lag that is associated, and you feel that stutteriness, and you feel that lag throughout the operating system. When I uploaded iOS 16.2 video, I said that the lag has actually gone, and it is some like just few times, maybe probably 1 or 2 out of 10 times that I'm facing that issue. But with time this issue has again returned. So it's been now a couple of weeks that I've been using iOS 16.2. I could say that that overall jitteriness, stutteriness throughout the operating system is again back. So I'm not sure what's wrong with iOS 16. I've never faced this kind of issues wherein I would have to especially talk about the lag and stutteriness with iOS. So it's time that Apple take this thing seriously and improvise with their upcoming iOS updates. Now since the time I've started using iOS 16.3, I've seen that this issue has sort of become obsolete. Now I'm running iOS 16.3 beta 2 on iPhone XR, and when I used iOS 16.3 beta 1, this issue was sort of there, but it was very less. But with iOS 16.3 beta 2, I would say this issue is kind of resolved, you could say. Now other thing, people actually commented on my previous videos, especially the people who are on iOS 16.2, and even I am facing the same issue with iOS 16.3, is the Wi-Fi issue. So what is basically happening, let me show you. If I go to the Wi-Fi section on both the phones, as you can see, it will display all the networks that are around my iPhone, and as you can see, it is right now connected to the home Wi-Fi network. So my router supports both the channel 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. So what is happening, if your phone is connected to the Wi-Fi, after some time without any reason, it automatically keep on getting disconnected and again keep on getting connected and disconnected. So that's an issue. So if you're doing something like maybe in the middle of transaction or something important which requires internet connection, and if you are relying on Wi-Fi connection, and there is a high possibility that Wi-Fi might go on and off, and your transaction would be affected. So I've faced this issue a couple of times with iOS 16.2, and still I feel with iOS 16.3 this issue is still not resolved. It is not an issue with the router, it is not an issue with the internet connection. I have other devices, like I have been using my laptop, my Android phone. I've never faced this issue with the other devices, but it is just that with iOS 16.2 and 3 I've started facing these issues more and more. It's not like it was not there previously, but right now it has become so eminent that I would have to mention this in the bugs list. So I am just highlighting this to you. Let me know in the comment section whether you are facing any network issues, especially like Wi-Fi issues, if you're using iOS 16.2 and iOS 16.3. Now talking about the in general iOS 16.2, the performance is actually not an issue, apart from the thing that in general occasionally you notice some stutter and here and there lag, things like that, which was never the case with iOS 15 and the previous iOS versions. So these things started happening with iOS 16 especially. Now if I talk about the battery life, because many of you were asking about the battery life, it's been many days since I uploaded the video about the iOS 16.2 battery life. So let's take again a look about the battery life. Obviously the battery health is 100%, it has not degraded, and taking a deeper look at the battery life, as you can see, for last 24 hours the screen on time is 4 hours 45 minutes and the screen off time is 1 hour 40 minutes. Now if I show you around the last 10 days, so as you can see, for yesterday I've used my battery till 70 to 80%. For that I have gotten a screen on time of 4 hours 13 minutes and screen off time of 1 hour 44 minutes. And the day before that, if I show you, I've used my phone around 60%, and for that I have gotten a screen on time of 3 hours 20 minutes and the screen off time of 1 hour 3 minutes. So a battery life is something that depends on majorly on how you use your phone and what are the applications that are installed on your phone, a lot of other factors. But to be honest, if you're not having a pro model, if you're just having an iPhone, maybe iPhone 10R, 11, 12, 13 or 14, the battery life should be okay, at least not bad, with a stable series of updates. So that's what I wanted to convey this to you, that the battery life is okay, it's not good, it's not bad. I felt that the last year with iOS 15 the battery life was slightly better at this point of time. Now talking about this iOS 16.3 as well, I did not test out the battery life of iOS 16.3. this is my secondary phone, but I feel that with continuous improvement to betas, when we can expect this iOS 16.3 battery life might make a slight improvement on what we are seeing right now in terms of battery life. Now talking about the further updates, what we can expect this week, probably we might get to see iOS 16.3 release candidate, or probably one more beta, probably beta 3, and then the release candidate. So I'm hoping that Apple should release iOS 16.3 soon to public, at least in February or the first week of February at least, so that the important bugs which are still present in iOS 16.2, these should get fixed, and at least people should have at least a good experience while using iPhones on iOS 16.3. So then again, with this video I just wanted to give you my experience using both iOS 16.2 and iOS 16.3 on different iPhones, one from 4 years back and one is like 1 year back. So you might get a good idea about, if you're using iOS on different phones, how your phone can perform and what are the bugs or issues that you could face if you're using iOS 16. So then again, that's it for this video. Then again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. That gives me a lot of motivation if you consider subscribing to the channel. And with that being said, I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.